Negotiating rates can be stressful and time-consuming, especially with rising fuel prices,
En la Plaza de Reyes, Black 50, soplón. Yeah. ¿Qué vas a saber? ¿Qué vas a saber tú? Oye, chibolito, Bartomé. Pulpín de los pulpines, batería de Rapunzel, de rapeos, de raptos, de lagartos en cuartel. Cualquier la pega de cruel con un viejo coronel. Soy flojo, se me antojó dormirme en el laurel. Elevé mi level con un label y un Faber Castell. Ya un papel, lo empape con sangre de todo aquel que se jura Nobel y no ve mis trenes en la riel. What's so man? ¿Por qué no sacan la tablet? Juro por mis aguas que no te hablo por las powers. Soy chincharoneto, búscame por pico sour y te voy a meter al centro loco como Beckenbauer. Escúchame atento mi bro, que estamos rompiéndole en pro. El negro de Plaza de Reyes como siempre rompe de este micrófono. Que quiere meterle como yo pero no puede meterle taco pro. Si te pensaba que solo era un gallo, déjeme decirle que se equivocó. Real motherfucker feeling on the street. Es el Black Sheep, Black Sea Mental de Plaza de Kings. Motherfucker, soplón.
Dinero Luigi, man, desempeño en la victoria para que sepa. Incognito, Money Gang Gang, yeah, yeah, Yo también he llorado, gente. También me han desplazado por mi rasgo afrodescendiente. Sí, un perro no habla pero siente. Cuento historias callejeras pa' barrios de delincuentes. Y soy un perro que te ladra, que te muerde y que te huele, nene. Soy más que Lele, ustedes para mí son pelele. Con mi jauría todo el día en busca de los cheles. Tengo un perro en fiscalía que nos mueve los papeles. Y otro en la comisaría para evitar el susto. Muchas veces me han llevado por solo como luzco. Perdón, madre mía, si yo le causé un disgusto. Pero en esta vía yo crecí rodeado de perros chuscos. Yo sé que me quieren ganar, yo sé que me quieren tumbar y no pasará porque soy de verdad. La super rafina, la Dodo Style, metido en latina aprendiendo un quizá. Yo tengo el style, no mido la raza del perro, yo mido por la lealtad y yo soy leal, yeah. La calle te enseña lo que no te enseña la universidad, yeah. Saliste ese peña aquí con una seña, te tiran para atrás, yeah. La calle limeña aquí nadie la dueña, ya nada es igual, yeah. Tiene que respetar, yeah. Tiene que respetar, yeah. La calle te enseña lo que no te enseña la universidad, yeah. Saliste ese peña aquí con una seña, te tiran para atrás, yeah. La calle limeña aquí nada le dueña, ya nada es igual, yeah. Tienes que respetar, yeah. Si yo soy tu papá, yeah, yeah, yeah. Cinco's mob, negro, yeah. Cinco's mob, nigga, yeah. Nero Luigi, man. Inco's mob, yeah. It's Money Gang, 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 yeah.
Hey, yo. Yango en la maldita casa. Me llaman pa' que les dé al menos una vez al mes. Se metieron al lago y olvidaron que era el mes. For everybody bless. La fama es una puta, me está llamando a las 3. Dile que llame después de las 16 y 25. Volví de la infancia de Abraham Lincoln. Con fuerza ya inco, luchando para salir del rincón. Letra callejera en CD brinco. Under del under, puede que tu viejo te lo mande. Sale de vez en cuando como el cóndor por los Andes. Mi cuerpo no es de madera como Dandy. Antes que me branden, yo seré el ola que los expande. Aunque esto me pique en la madera, no sirven ni para romper el ticket de un evento afuera. Loco por la carrera, desafían la gravedad. Yo espero tras la barrera y llego con la novedad. Niña, tú solo espera que ya encontré la manera. He visto bastante porque voy lograrlo saltando escalones dentro de la escalera. La vida me puso al depósito, yo soy de púlpito para que el mundo conociéramos. De esta parte mejor interprete que parido de esta cordillera. Sin luz afuera, que el espectáculo es dentro. La calle es mi templo, tiembla el pavimento cuando yo me concentro. Mis disparos son temas, la calle un poema se siente desde cuando entro. Y a toditos estos drogaditos que creen que rapean los regreso al centro de mi balcón. Yo he visto el clon del clon en la misma gestión, pero a la malla no llega el balón. Y para esta pantalla no soy su patrón. Yo llamo, esa es la cuestión y doy fe por cada renglón. Consciente de la operación del final de Mbappé con la edad de bufón. De Yango en la maldita casa, Plaza de Reyes, papá. El Nero Luigi, Black Mental, hip hop peruano, rasgo en la maldita base. Yao, yao, yao.
Recordings.
Isaiah chapter 58 and verse 1. Cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgressions, and the house of Jacob their sins.
Copyright disclaimer. This content does not belong to Bible Chronicles or claim this intellectual property. The content provided today has and always will belong to the content owner. Bible Chronicles does not have any affiliation with the owner of this property. As mentioned, Bible Chronicles did not intend to make use of any material for the purpose of harvesting gain. However, Title 17 of United States copyright law states material in use can only be done when it's for theological or general educational purposes, and thus Bible Chronicles believes that this principal material falls under fair use, which honors protection under Section 107 of the same U.S. copyright law. Copyright.
All right, everybody, can you hear me? Shalom, shalom, shalom. Let me see if I can connect. All right, I should be on soon. Okay. All right, shalom, fam. Okay. All right, so hope everybody, well, the couple of you that are here, appreciate you guys being here. Hey, shalom, Rick, and whoever else is there. Give me a second. I'm gonna try to see if this particular person wants to join us. Well, he said he was. I don't know if he will. You know how it goes, family. Some people may or may not. But anyways, let me see. Anyhow, so hopefully maybe he'll show up. Who knows? Listen, family, I haven't connected the camera, man. I went to use it for a particular graduation for one of my nieces. We don't really talk to him, so we thought maybe a good idea to kind of like try to connect again. Anyhow, and I didn't even set up the camera. I want to do this class quick, and I want to get this to the point. So what I'm gonna do, fam, is I'm gonna have the picture this way. Now, you that are new to the channel, I usually, well, typically I've been putting a camera here, but lately I haven't. Well, the last couple times. Don't worry, I'm real. I'm not a computer. I'm not fake. I'm for real. I'm as real as it gets, as a human being. Anyways, okay, fam. Listen. All jokes set aside, as you can see, the name of the title: Disingenuous, Incognito, Negrito. Okay, that's why I rhymed it that way. I was trying to think of a way or a title that would completely connect and that would make sense to what we're finding. So we're going to continue, and today we're going to actually start kind of heavy today. Okay, so unlike what I usually wait, I'm going to bring up some material. We're going to get to it right now. So, but before we do, first of all, I want to appreciate, all praise to the Most High for allowing us to continue in this walk on this channel, for continuing to feed us the truth, whether it burns or not, because this is what we do in this channel. Even if it burns us, we still want to know. We still need to know. This is facts. Facts tell, stories sell. We don't sell stories in this channel, okay? So with that being said, let's start here, fam, okay? So let me go here real quick. Hold on a second. And again, if you guys are watching, if you guys want to go ahead and make comments, y'all go ahead and make comments, man. If you're going to jump on, you're going to have to wait for me once I'm done with the class, and I'm going to go quick in case you guys want to actually talk about these things. Now, I do want to say one thing. Whoever jumps on, I'm going to give you one chance. I'm going to give you a scripture. If you cannot break that scripture down, then I'm going to cut you off, because I'm going to give you a basic one. Whoever it is, y'all want to come and prove your cause, I will allow you to. But don't come here, F it up, and then think you're going to stick around. I don't roll that way. All right? Y'all going to have to bring more than just, simple milk. Anyhow, let's begin. All right? The first book we're going to go to, Jeremiah 5, and in verse 15. It reads, "Lo, I will bring a nation upon you from far." Now listen, family. This is a big clue here. Lo. Matter of fact, let me do this. I'm going to translate it in basic English. So then some of these people don't think that we're trying to confuse them, right? Okay. So it says, I will go to the people in power and talk. Well, I'm sorry. No, not. What am I doing in verse 5? Verse 15. Hello. It says, people of Israel, the Lord is bringing a nation from far away to attack you. It is a strong and ancient nation, a nation whose language you do not know. Now remember, it says ancient nation. Now, I want to tell you guys something, family, because, you know, we have this talk of these heathens, like these wabos, black onlys. I don't even know what else that they do them now. God knows what else. I'm going to show you a video. I didn't want to show this guy, but he kind of mentioned some things that I wanted to talk about. And then he tends to rub the paint on this particular person. I didn't really think that, but I'm like, hey, I'll give you the credit. Well, let's give him the credit today. Okay. So we're going to go into actual giving credit where credit is due. So here it says that the Most High is going to bring a nation from far away to attack us. Not next door, not 2 hours away, not in Spain, and then right across the Pillars of Hercules, you know, division, and then Africa. No, it says here from far away to attack you. No, Ezekiel, it's not your neighbor's yard. Sorry, IOIC, that's your soldier's breakdown. Make him an officer. He does great. Then it says here, it is a strong and ancient nation, meaning that these people have not been destroyed by the Most High. Now, we know that the Most High left a nation with us from the get-go. And that nation has been in our dealings since the beginning. And in you guys who may not subscribe to Jubilees, it don't matter. But Canaan was in the land where he did not belong in. Because if he did, why would the Most High move him if that was his lot? Of course not. This is why you read these things here. We've been dealing with them since the get-go. With these nations, this ancient nation. Judges 3 and 5, or every one. It says, so then the Lord left some nations in the land to test the Israelites who had not been through the wars in Canaan. He did this only in order to teach each generation of Israelites about war, especially those who had never been in battle before. Those left in the land were the 5 Philistine cities, all the Canaanites and the Sidonians and the Hittites who lived in Lebanon, mountains from Mount Baal Hermon as far as Hamath. Now, these were to be a test for Israel to find out whether or not Israelites would obey the commandments that the Lord had given their ancestors through Moses. So now we're talking about an ancient dealing with a particular nation of people. Now we've known Esau forever, right? But this is talking about another people. Now, why am I bringing this up? Show you why. You see, these wobbles heathens, right? And that was my point. They always want to bring up that they've been here and been there and done that. Okay. This is from a gentleman that they love to reference. Wobbles love to reference this guy. His name is Diodorus Siculus. Okay. This Diodorus Siculus. Oh, you don't know if you guys can see it. All right. This man wrote about particular things. And almost every single wobble, black only, all of you guys, you go and reference this guy. And you say, according to Siculus, yada, 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 yada. Okay? and that the Africans were here, and that they were in these lands before, and that the Europeans, mind you, black Europeans, were dealing with the people here that were so-called black. And supposedly they already knew each other, okay? Now, since they consider Seculus a legitimate source, so let's go here and find out what this legitimate source is about. Okay, so let's consider this. Now, you guys have read books that say the Negro, the Jew, I forget some other ones, right? I have a book, and this is where it kind of felt interesting because I had bought it for like $15, never used it, thought it was dumb. I was gonna send it back. I decided to keep it, and then what ended up happening? One day, my daughter came up to me and gave me the book, and I was like, nah. But then again, I put it to the side, and I go, you know what? So Most High does work with people like that. So let me see what she gave me. And then we find out. So now, check this out. All right. So in this particular link, as you can see, he's talking about discuss what relates to the islands which lie within the pillars of Hercules. Okay. Now, in this particular paragraph, so to speak, it identifies a beautiful land, fruitful, right? So let's read it. And they only go by this. Okay, so let's go. It says, but the number is 5.19.1. It says, but now that we have discussed what relates to the islands which lie within the pillars of Hercules, we shall not give an account of those which are in the ocean. We shall give an account, I don't know where I said now, of those which are in the ocean. For there lies in the deep of Libya an island of considerable size, and situated as it is in the ocean, it is distant from Libya a voyage of a number of days to the west. This land is fruitful, much of it being mountainous, and not a little being of a level plain of surpassing beauty. Sounds familiar, family? Especially when you're from where I'm from. Through it flows navigable rivers, which are used for irrigation. Interesting. The island contains many parks planted with trees and of every variety, and gardens in great multitudes, which are traversed by streams of sweet water. Watch this, family. On it also are private villas of costly construction. And throughout the garden, banqueting houses have been constructed in the settings of flowers. Okay? You guys know what that is? Like the chalupas. And in the inhabitants, and in them, the inhabitants pass their time during the summer season. Since the land supplies in abundance everything which contributes to the enjoyment of luxury. Now, we're like, wow, are they talking about America? Watch this. When you continue to read, it still explains a little bit more. But here is what these guys use. And they never finish it. They never say what this paragraph says. They only say what this one right here. They only give us this one. And they'll always use this reference, and they'll only print the book that they say this, but never what we read before. 5.20.3 says, the Phoenicians then, while exploring the coast outside the pillars of Hercules, between the Spanish-Portuguese land and the African peak, okay? That's technically leaving that Mediterranean Sea, going to the Atlantic. Those are the pillars of Hercules. It says, coast outside the pillars for the reason we have stated. And let me read it again. The Phoenicians then, while exploring the coast outside the pillars for the reasons we have stated before, right? And while sailing along the shores of Libya, the coast of Africa, were driven by strong winds a great distance into the ocean. And after being storm-tossed many days, we're going to find this out too. This happened to Columbus. And it actually says it in the Bible. And I'll show that to you guys. And after being storm-tossed for many days, they were carried ashore in an island we mentioned above. And when they had observed its facility and nature, they caused it to be known to all men. Consequently, the Tyrrhenians at the time when they were masters of the sea, proposed to dispatch a colony to it. But the Carthaginians prevented their doing so, partly out of concern lest many inhabitants of Carthage should remove there because of excellence in the island. Okay, so what we're reading is that, yes, they knew about it, but they weren't trying to let everybody go because they had inhabitants in Carthage. It would be it would make no sense for them to leave because now you're limiting the power of these armies, right? You can't spread yourself too far. Now it says in excellence of island, and partly in order to have ready in a place in which to seek refuge. Let me read that again. It says, but the Carthaginians prevented their doing so, partly out of the concern lest many inhabitants of Carthage should remove there because of the excellence of the island, and partly in order to have ready in it a place in which to seek refuge against an incalculable turn of fortune. Wow. In case some total disaster should take over Carthage. For it was there throughout that, since they were masters of the sea, the Carthaginians, the Phoenicians, right, who were looking in the isles, my family, for tin, silver, and metal. So let's continue. They would thus be able to move, household and all, to an island which was unknown to their conqueror. So here we see, fam, that this same source that they love to use, right? They exclude this part here. Give me a second. Why is my mouse acting funny now? Okay. They exclude this part here. All right. This part here about concern, partly because of these things, right? And that they left it just in case some incalculable turn of event, which we know that the Phoenicians were the ones that ruled Europe. And that was an incalculable event because the white man took them over, and guess where they ended up? That's right, family. So, but here's my point. This is what they bring up only. They will only print this in their books. The Wabos, what's that dude called? Lee Cummings. He referenced this too, but he didn't mention the rest of it. And he sure as hell didn't mention to you guys what it says here in 5.19.3. He didn't. It says here that there were inhabitants here already. So now if the Carthaginians, considering they look Hamitic, and you Wabos look Hamitic, and you said that you look like that, and we didn't look like that, and we aren't from here, so then why would they call them other people? Why would they look at them like they were another type of people? The inhabitants there. It didn't say, oh, people similar to us. Why wouldn't they, at that very moment, just come over if y'all look the same? Anyways, that's one point. See, I want to bring this up because I wanted to show you guys a different video, but I'm glad that this is actually that I found this. You guys know who this guy is, man. This guy, he does a bunch of, again, we don't know who's an agent.
There's nothing more powerful.
Who's getting paid. We don't know if somebody who's doing it for sincere brotherhood between them, that they really want to search for truth. We don't know. This guy could be an agent. This guy could be just somebody searching and making stuff up. Hey, whatever it is, I don't care. But this is what I like to do, family. You see, as you guys know, I used to box, right? So you approach every style depending on your enemy. So you got to learn how to use the jab with everything, in and out. You can knock them down, knock them out. You can hook them with it. You know the whole story. I talked about it before. So whenever you actually have a confrontation like this, man, you go head on with it. You want to know why? Because if it's truth, then you should lose. You see that? If somebody's better than me, like in the sport, then I should lose because I didn't prepare. So bring it. Watch what this guy says. Now, I'm not going to watch the whole video because it's a long one, 12 minutes. But I'm going to show you some points that he makes up, right? So here he's talking about himself, blah, blah, blah. He's happy to do this, blah, blah, blah. Okay? Now, watch this picture because I wasn't going this route. But hey, I'll give you the credit because I'm about to read y'all something that technically you may be right. But then again, at the same time, do you really want that smoke? Because now you're calling upon a people that you think are in a suppressive state of mind You see, when our people wake up and start finding out that it wasn't just one nation that they did what they did, all hell's going to break loose. And that's why the prophecy is set for destruction here. Because there's two enemies, family. And those two heads we're going to be looking at. We already know about one, and we're discovering the other. Because obviously, BHIs never want to identify who these guys are. So let's go.
I'm loving the fact that I'm doing these back-to-back like this for you guys. It's a double upload weekend. I uploaded 2 Friday, 2 Saturday, and these 2 will be for Sunday. This is heavy-duty research here, especially this video. This ain't in other countries. At about right here, at this point of the video, the viewer's attention is focused on a picture of a copper-colored middle-aged man that appears to be dressed as a sailor, being as though we can see that he appears to be occupying a sailboat with associates far off behind him. What's important to note here is that this image is a fresco-style painting that was created by an Italian painter of color named Domenico Zampieri between the years of 1628 and 1630. And according to Britannica Encyclopedia, Domenico was one of the, quote, leading practitioners of Baroque classicism in Rome and Bologna. This particular painting was completed during a time period where Domenico's works were considered to be, quote, less acceptable by Rome, falling under heavy criticism by a few powerful dictators, which in turn forced Domenico to become, quote, a victim of systematic persecution. Persecution is synonymous with harassment. Brown-complexioned Europeans of royalty over years. Domenico began painting a lot of images over the years that showcased brown-complexioned Europeans of royalty all throughout Europe and other surrounding islands. And someone or somebodies had issues with these paintings becoming more and more favorable over time for some strange reason, which eventually led to many of his paintings being reproduced by select artists to favor pale-faced individuals as people of royalty in Europe. And this also led to Domenico's sudden death, dying no less than 10 years after publishing his most criticized works at the age of just 59. This fresco-style painting is a depiction of a Spaniard-Italian navigator or explorer, originally known as Cristoforo Colombo of Mula, Spain, but now known as Christopher Columbus of Genoa, Italy. He is dubbed as the discoverer of the Americas. Keep that in mind. Now, you may recall hearing about the story of how Christopher Columbus discovered America by finding himself to be initially lost at sea.
All right, family. So I wanted to get to that point, okay? Lost at sea. Do you guys remember that? Okay? So now, regardless of the image, at this point, it doesn't even matter. Honestly, it doesn't even matter anymore. Whether it was a mixture, whatever, it doesn't matter, because we're going to read that it really didn't matter. Whether they were the first or the second or the first, it don't matter. So let's go. Let's see if I can listen to this and then I'll skip ahead.
By inadvertently landing somewhere along the island of Haiti, which was originally known during this time period as Giscaya, America in 1492 with help from Moroccan, or rather Iberian servants who were familiar with Iberian servants discovered America.
Now, family, I want you to see how convenient, right? He is in making sure that he uses an old picture, okay, of a Spaniard. And then he uses a more recent picture of a Moroccan. But see, these Moroccans are not the same looking Moroccans that were back then. How convenient, right? So check it. These Moroccans look less African-ish. Do you understand what I'm saying? So watch this.
That will be considered as a fact of opinionated history is that Spanish master navigator and explorer Christopher Columbus discovered America in 1492 with help from Moroccan, or rather Iberian servants who were familiar with navigating the waters of the shores. Now,
how convenient, right, fam? Look at how he makes them. Look how he makes them appear to be not Africans, okay? Yet we know that that's not the case. Let's go.
Before I go any further, I want you to quickly make note of the word discover and its actual meaning. The word discover.
Okay, all right. So at that point, we know the story. We know the whole, Christopher Columbus and all that stuff. We know all that. Man, kind of annoys me, family, honestly. Let's go to Wisdom of Solomon 13. I'm going to show you guys something real quick. I'm going to go to King James for that. All right. So now, let's see where we're at. Okay, Wisdom of Solomon chapter 13. We're going to go to the end. Now, I kind of want to read it, the 14th first. But, let's see. Should I read this first and then read it back to y'all? Yeah, matter of fact, let me read 14 first, and then we'll go back so it can make sense, okay? So this is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14, verse 1. It says, again, one preparing himself to sail and about to pass through the raging waves calleth upon a piece of wood more rotten than the vessel that carried him. For verily, desire of gain divides that, and the workman built it by his skill. But thy providence, O Father, governeth, for thou hast made a way in the sea, and a safe path in the waves, showing that thou cannot save from all danger. Yea, though a man went to a sea without art. I'll break it down in a bit. Give me a second. Nevertheless, thou wouldest not that the works of thy son should be idle, and therefore do men commit their lives to a piece of wood, and passing the rough sea in a weak vessel are saved. Okay? So now, for in the old times also, when the proud giants perished, the hope of the world governed by thy hand escaped in a weak vessel, talking about Noah, and left to all ages a seed of generation. For blessed is the wood whereby righteous cometh. So just the same way, there was death in that world, right? So a piece of wood brought death to the world. Now the same death saved particular, like this Noah. But now listen to this real quick. I'm going to read you verse 13 so you can understand. It's speaking about a combination of things here. It's talking about how these Europeans would come, but they would also be coming with their ideology and their own God. And they would put faith in their own God and their own piece of wood. So they base it on Christianity and all that. They think that actually got them in this land here. They actually believe that. And some of them thought that they were the people of the Bible. So when you hear about Christopher Columbus, supposedly he read Esdras, why do you think? It's right here, family. That's why he considered himself in this particular page right here. He experienced all of it. And it tells us the same way it came. Watch this. Wisdom of Solomon 13. It says, where should I start? 16, it says, for he provided it. Let's see. I'll go with verse 15. And when he had made a covenant, convenient room for it, set it in a wall and made it fast with iron. Matter of fact, let me go to 11. Now a carpenter that falleth timber after he had sawn down a tree meet for the purpose, and take it off all the bark skillfully around about, and had wrought in handsomely, and made a vessel thereof fit for the service of man's life. After spending the refuse of his work to dress it, his meat had filled himself, and taking the very refuse among those which served no use, being a crooked piece of wood and full of knots, had carved it diligently, right? This is after building the vessel, those leftovers, when he had nothing else to do, and formed it by the skill of his understanding, and fashioned it to the image of a man. Oh, we're talking about Jesus? Okay, here we go. Or made it like some vile beast, laying it over with vermilion and with paint, coloring it red and covering every spot therein. And when he made a convenient room for it, you know, like an altar, how some people, kind of like the Buddha people, they put a Buddha and they put it in an altar, all convenient, set in a wall, just like that. And made it fast with iron, for he provided it for it that might not fall, knowing that it was unable to help itself, for it is an image and had need of help. Then maketh he a prayer for his goods, for his wife and his children, and is not ashamed to speak to that which has no life. These are the other gods, okay? Then it says, for health, he called upon that which is weak, a piece of wood. For life, prayeth to that which is dead. For aid, humbly beseech that which has least means to help. Meaning, like people pray to the cross, or they go, shake their heads to a wall, or Mecca. And for a good journey, he asked of that which cannot see a foot forward. And for gaining and getting, and for good success of his hand, ask it ability to do of him that is most unable to do anything, right? So these other gods. So check this out. Again, one preparing himself to sail, Columbus, about to pass through the raging waves, calleth upon a piece of wood more rotten than the vessel that carried him. We know, like in the movie The Promised Land, that he has a cross and he's praying into it because they're lost in the strand of the ocean. They're lost. They were lost. They had no direction. If you guys watch The Promised Land, it actually shows that. I just wanted to show you this other video. It says, for verily desire of gain deviseth that, and the workman build it by his skill. So didn't they need gold, family? Didn't they want to go supposedly to India to get the spices and gold and all these riches? Exactly. But thy providence, O Father, govern it. For thou had made a way in the sea, and they say passing the waves. So see, they think that it's their God that led them this way. When they were praying, when Columbus was praying to that cross, about to die, those guys were about to kill him because they couldn't believe it. They were stranded in the sea for 2 months. 2 months. It says, for verily thy desire of gain deviseth that, and the workman built by his skill. But thy providence, O Father, govern it. For that hast made a way in the sea, a safe path in the waves, showing that thou canst save from all dangers. Yea, though a man went to sea without art, he goes, nevertheless, thou wouldest not that the works of thy wisdom should be idle. And therefore do men commit their lives to a small piece of wood, and passing the rough sea in a weak vessel are saved. They think that they're being saved because of that. The Most High has a plan, family. For in the old times also, that's when he's bringing it. When the proud giants dispersed, the hope of the world governed by that hand escaped in a weak vessel, and left all ages a sea of generations. Now you guys are following. For blessed is the wood whereby righteousness cometh. And that's what it means by righteousness. What is righteousness, ma'am? Correction. The scriptures are for what? For correction. For what's the scripture? Oh my God. For reproof, for correction, for growth. So thy righteousness cometh. Here we see that. For blessed is the wood whereby righteousness cometh. But that which is made with hands is cursed. You see that, family? They were coming with a curse, fam. We know which ones they are. We're going to touch them as well as he that made it. Meaning the people, meaning this God, this agenda, this Christianity. Watch this. He, because he made it, and it, because being corruptible, it was called God. Do they not submit themselves to the white image and now the black one? For the ungodly and his ungodliness are both like hateful unto God. For that which is made shall be punished together with him that made it. So yes, they brought that to us. They destroyed us. Remember, family, the Most High deals with his children, and he puts an ass whooping on us, and he uses people to do that. Don't forget that. It says here, for the ungodly, meaning them, and the ungodliness that they brought, both alike are hateful unto God. And it says here, I read 10, but let me read it again. For that which is made shall be punished together with him that made it. Therefore, even upon the idols of the Gentiles, shall be a visitation, because in the creature of God, they are become an abomination, and the stumbling block to the souls of men, and a snare to the feet of the unwise. Why? For the devising of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication, and the invention of them, the corruption of life. So as you continue reading this, you start talking about that they worship a man that they honored, even though he's dead, not in his presence. Then all of a sudden, this image became very expressed image, and they honored him as a king. I wonder who that is. I can continue to read that. So we see here that the actual passage that they were going to come through was going to be in a weak vessel. And the Most High was going to set a path for them. Now they believe that it was their God that got him here. Nah, that's why they have this whole promised land mentality or manifest destiny. That's why. That is exactly why, family. Don't be fooled. But see, we know that the Most High had a plan the entire time. You see, because when he loves his children, he's going to put an ass whooping on his kids. He's not, look, man, if you don't love your kids, well, then I don't know what kind of father you are. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. So it's like, if you love your children, you're going to put a butt whooping on them because they've been breaking the laws. Hosea 13:12. The iniquity of Ephraim is bound up. His sins are hid. Watch this. The sorrows of a travailing woman shall come upon him. The sorrows, meaning the pains. When you're pregnant, the woman, when she's pregnant, the travailing, the pains, they're going to come. That says, he is an unwise son, for he should not stay long in his place of breaking forth children. I will ransom them from the power of the grave. I will redeem them from the death. O death, I will be thy plagues. O grave, I will be thy destruction. Repentance shall be hid from mine eyes. So when they came, it didn't matter whether you were good or bad. If you're bad and you thought, God forgive me, it didn't matter. He didn't hear us. Though he be fruitful among his brethren, the east wind shall come. Let me repeat that. The east wind shall come. The wind of the Lord shall come up from the wilderness. They came from the east, family, and it was a flushing wind that got that vessel this way. And he shall spring, and his spring shall become dry, and his fountain shall be dried up. He shall spoil the treasures of all the pleasant vessels. Watch this. Samaria shall become desolate. Remember, before we're a land of people, let's say, before we're a land or a country, we're a people, fam. Samaria shall become desolate, for she had rebelled against her God. They shall fall by the sword. Their infants shall be dashed in pieces, and their women with child shall be ripped up. Now we know, we read this before. Watch this. I'm gonna show you guys real quick. Where is it at? Let me see if I have you. I don't have you. Oh, hold on. This one. Your children will be dashed. Remember this? The little genocide? It's a heavy book, fam. Watch this real quick. Okay. Well, let me pick, man. Come on. Watch this. Here it goes. This is the first page. I read this to you guys before. It's nothing new. Hold on. Let's see. Oh, no. Hold up. Oh, here it goes. Boom, 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 boom. It says here, during the 4th century, spanning time between 1492, when Christopher Columbus first set foot on the new world of a Caribbean beach, in 1892, when the U.S. Census Bureau concluded that there were fewer than 250,000 indigenous people surviving within the country's claimed boundaries, a hemispheric population estimated to have been as great as 120 million was reduced by something over 90%. That's why when the scriptures talk about in Leviticus that we shall perish, right, until thou be destroyed, Deuteronomy says that too, but in Leviticus it says it very plainly. The people had died in their millions of being hacked apart by axes and swords, burned alive, trampled on the horses, hunted as game, fed to dogs, shot, beaten, stabbed, scalped for bounty, hung on meat hooks, and thrown over the sides of ships at sea. Worked to death as slave laborers, intentionally starved and frozen to death during the multitude of forced marches and internments, and in a known number of instances, deliberately infected with epidemic diseases. Today, every one of these practices is continued. Samaria shall become desolate, for she shall rebel against her, for she had rebelled against her God. They shall fall by the sword. Their infants shall be dashed in pieces. We read other books where they literally were cutting our babies' stomachs, our babies' joints, feeding them to their dogs. Their women with child shall be ripped up. We read that as well. We've seen the books of the massacre, fam. I don't have to show you. You know what I mean? I don't have to show you. The Most High said he was going to do this. Deuteronomy 28:50. Watch this. It says, a nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of old, nor show favor to the young. As you can see, a fierce countenance, meaning they're not going to give a damn about how you feel, whether you have a child, whether you say, I'm sorry, Please forgive me. Let me let my son live. He's a newborn. Oh, here's the booty. Please. Nah, they don't care. Fierce countenance, family, because this is punishment of the Lord. So I'm bringing this up. So don't think that it's not credit, fam. I'm not praising this. I'm bringing this to your attention because this has not been taught to our people. We are not being told that these things happen in this particular matter because our hand is too busy working, fam. I know for a fact. Isaiah 5:24 reads, therefore, as the fire devoureth the stubble and the flames consumeth the shaft, so their root shall be as a rottenness, and their bosom shall go up as a dust, because they have cast away the laws of the Lord of hosts, and despised the word of the Holy One of Israel. Therefore is the anger of the Lord kindled against his people, and hath stretched forth his hand against them, and hath smitten them. Remember, stretched forth his hand. Okay? Watch this. And his hills did tremble, and their carcasses were torn in the midst of streets. For all this, his anger is not turned away, but his hand is stretched out still. And he will lift up an ensign, watch this, to the nations from far. Again, he will hiss at them like, hey, hiss at them from the end of the earth. And behold, they shall come with speed swiftly. With speed swiftly. And it says here, from the end of the earth, fam, not a next door neighbor. Not somebody like right by you, is it? No. It says here, from the end of the earth, and they shall come with speed swiftly. Now, we read that somewhere in a different way. In a different way, right? Deuteronomy 28:49. It says here, the Lord shall bring a nation against you from far, from the end of the earth. Again, he says it, a nation. So now he's going to be more specific. As swift as the eagle flieth. So now he's talking about not just that they're going to be fast, but they're going to have the mentality of an eagle. They're going to be a predator-like, nation. And they're going to have the sign of an eagle. A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. Now, they're also going to speak a 100% language that we've never heard about. Watch this, though. A language that neither us nor thy fathers have known. This is the key difference, family. It says here that these Israelites would not know their conqueror. Not us, not our forefathers. No, not at all. What? Verse 35, the Lord shall smite, verse 36, the Lord shall bring thee and thy king, like Moctezuma, which thou set over thee, unto a nation which neither thou nor thy fathers have known. See? And there thou shalt serve other gods, wood and stone. Those gods came from Europe. We know that there were Anglo-Europeans and Afro-Europeans. And we know from proof that this scripture here, Deuteronomy 28:49 and 50, is talking about not just one particular nation. Watch this. The Lord shall bring a nation against you from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth. A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. Watch this. A nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of old, nor show favor to the young. Right? Right? When you see this, it says, as an eagle flieth from far. Right? Okay. Watch this, family. Watch this real quick. I'm going to bring it up to you again so you can understand and you can see how the Bible is very easy to read. You just got to, well, I'll get to that later. Habakkuk 1:5, it says, behold, ye among the heathen. Watch this. I'm going to read it this way. Behold, ye among the heathen. No, I'm sorry. Then the Lord said to his people, us, right? Keep watching the nations around you, and you will be astonished at what you see. I'm going to do something that you will not believe when you hear about it. What's he going to do? He says, I'm bringing the Babylons to power, those fierce and restless people. Remember, the Bible is past, present, future. Keep that in mind. What's going on with this? Why does it stop like that? Oh, man, I don't like when it does that, dude. Like, you guys are so annoying. Give me a second, fam. Hold on a second. Oh, okay. Okay, whatever. All right, so sorry, my bad. So it says here, and I'm bringing the Babylonians to power. Those fierce, restless people. The Bible is past, present, future. They are marching out across the world to conquer other lands. Hey, Shalom. You see that? Conquer other lands. Then it says they spread fear and terror. And their pride, they are a law to, I'm sorry, and in their pride, they are a law to themselves. Watch this. For lo, I raise up the Chaldeans, that bitter and hasty nation, which shall march through the breadth of the land to possess the dwelling places that are not theirs. They are terrible and dreadful. Their judgment and their dignity shall proceed of themselves. We see what it means by that. That they would they would kind of basically get out of them, bro. That like what they did, that just the computer decimated our people. I mean, there's one thing of killing us, man, but we're talking about like actual gory stuff, man. Like actual pain, like the movies, bro, like the Saw stuff, like actual pain. Then it says here, they are dreadful and terrible. Their judgment and their dignity shall proceed of themselves. Here's the point. Watch this. I'm going to read it twice so you can bring a point that I made, and I'm going to bring you guys something of a book. Habakkuk 8:1-8. Their horses are swifter than leopards and are more fierce than an evening wolf. Here, watch this. And their horsemen shall spread themselves, and their horsemen shall come from afar. They shall fly as the eagle that hasteth to eat. We see that again, right? We see that all over again, fam. Watch this real quick. I'm going to show you something. Don't forget that thought. You guys know what book I'm talking about here. Now we're just trying to connect them a little better. Before, as we were gathering, the puzzles, the pieces, the pieces, we started putting them together, right? Watch this real quick. Perfect page. We just read Habakkuk. Let me read it again. All right. Habakkuk 1:8. It says, their horses are swifter than leopards and are more fierce than the evening wolves. So that's what they will look like. They'll come with horses, and they'll be as swift as the eagle that hasteth to eat. A very predatory type of people, right? Now, when One West and all these BHIs, they tell this white man, okay, let's see what it says. Habakkuk 1:8. Their horses are swifter than leopards and are more fierce than the evening wolves. Remember that? This is from the golden age of the Moors. Okay? So in Habakkuk wrote that in the year, what year was it? 600 BC. This was written again or re-emphasized 1300 years later in 700 AD. We see it again now in 2023. Watch this. It says, the color of the conquering soldiers was described vividly by a European scholar who sympathized with the Christian Spain, meaning the white folks, the Visigoths. It says, the reign of their horses, meaning the Moors, the horses of the Moors, were as fire, their faces black as pitch, their eyes shone like burning candles. Watch this, family. Their horses were swift as leopards, and the riders fiercer than a wolf in a sheepfold at night. The noble Goths were broken in an hour, quicker than the tongue can tell. Oh, luckless Spain. These people had a very very low view of the white folks. They're nearer than animals and men. Till this day, they say that. But you see, we don't care how y'all feel about them. We care how you guys feel about us and who you are. And here we see you again and again and again and again and again. Hey, look at this guy right here. Oh, he's back. So he thinks that by calling me my slave name, that's going to insult me. Stop capping. Hold on. Stay right there, Taylor. Stay right there, Taylor. Because I'm about to show you something. I'm glad you showed up right now. You came at the right time. Oh, my God, dude, this is so great. You came at the right time. Let's see if I'm capping, whatever that means. We don't speak Ebonics in this channel, okay? Be an adult and speak properly, Taylor. Seriously, man, I'm not kidding. This is dumb. We're grown-ups here. That's dumb. Why don't you speak normal? What's so hard about doing that? Here, chew on this, okay? See, this is what bothers me. I don't understand why you converts, you people, you guys are so quick to blame everybody in their conquering ways You know your DNA. Yeah, I know that, man. R1B. That's so what? So you're saying the E1B1, that's the Israel? That's pretty dumb, man. You guys already know your own people believe that the R1s are the actual people. Anyways, it says here. Okay, so let's see if you, Taylor, can handle this pill. Because, see, my family, we've been here, and I got records of it. We've never had slaves, unlike you guys. If not all the first, this is from, it's called the African American Many Rivers to Cross, page 3. Here we go. If not all the first explorers and conquerors of New Spain were European, it is equally important and surprising to many of us to note that not all of the first Africans who assisted the Spanish and Portuguese came as slaves. Let's continue. An untold number of free people of African descent, black conquistadors born in Africa or in the Iberian Peninsula, also accompanied Spanish conquistadors such as Hernan Cortez and Ponce de Leon, two of the famed explorers of the vast region that would become modern Mexico and the western and southern regions of United States as well. United States, and as we might expect, their exploits were just as heroic and just as problematic of those of their fellow conquistadors. Excuse me, fellow conquistadors? Don't say, no way, Ark. No way, Ark. I'm capping, Taylor. Is this cap? Is this a cap? But far more Africans came with the Spanish and Portuguese as slaves, servants with varying degrees of freedom, attendants or armed adventurers. While the number of African explorers is impossible to determine, they participated in some way in virtually all of the Spanish expeditions in the New World in the 16th century. Watch this. These black conquistadors set an example of subsequent racial relations throughout the entire Spanish colonial experience, living their daily lives with degrees of complexity which rarely would be achieved by black men and women in the earlier English settlements in Caribbean and North America. Indeed, wherever Spain set its flag of conquest in the Americas, Africans helped the pennant to hold that pennant.
Wait a minute. Who are you?
Explain that to me, Taylor. I don't care. Hittites look like Aztecs, whatever. Okay, whatever. If you're here to defend these guys, explain this to me. It says they participated in the exploration of the lands that would become modern-day Mexico, Costa Rica, Honduras, Panama, Venezuela, Peru, and Chile, as well as Florida, Arizona, New Mexico, and Texas or Texas. Men such as Juan Garrido, Esteban, Juan Rodriguez, Gaspar Yanga, to name a few. Is this capping? Taylor, is this capping? You see, this is what I'm talking about, family. Where's the outrage? Seriously, where's the outrage? Where's the anger? I mean, you know, this One West doctrine came so hard with Deuteronomy 28, saying the white man enslaved us. Okay, I got you, bro. That's all I knew at one time. The American Academic Society taught me that. So now that we got this here, what do you say to that? You're not reading what it says here? Did you not read what it says? It says here, let me read it to you. Let me slow down. These black conquistadors set an example for consequent racial relations through the entire Spanish colonial experience, living their daily lives with degrees of complexity that rarely would be achieved by black men and women in the earlier English settlements in the Caribbean and North America. Indeed, wherever Spain set its flag of conquest, meaning the white folks, in the Americas, Africans helped hold the pennant. You were saying that blacks came here and conquered and did no, I didn't say everything. But we have a lot of material that shows that at times you guys matched the amount of Spaniards, and sometimes you actually they came with many more of y'all. You see, see, fam, look. See, look. So there were a few. You see what I'm saying? A few, fam. This is what I'm talking about. You see, this is what I'm saying. You don't want the truth. You don't want the truth. See, now you're saying we know how Spaniards look and how they're. You see, family, this is what I'm talking about. You put it in their face. See, most Mexicans look like they're. You see what I'm saying? So let me tell you something, family. This is what we call a dumb wobble right here. First of all, I'm gonna tell you, and I've never really got into this too much, fam. But I'm gonna tell you something. If you look at videos that we've seen here, for example, pictures like Egyptian pictures, statues back in those days, right? In the hieroglyphics, they have this like actual images of certain people. Do you guys realize that this image that we carry is an ancient image, fam? It is an ancient image. You see, the whites and the darkies, right? They want to make you assume that they mix and they created us, supposedly. But see, features like us have been around for centuries. We have documentation, fam. Don't believe this crap. I'm tired of falling for, oh, you guys, no, man, you see, you're wrong. We can go historically on that. We've had these features for a long time. But see, you guys here in America, y'all don't look like the Africans over there. You guys look like the mixture here. And I'm going to show you something because I'm glad you're here. You see, I don't know why it is such a big deal. It is so difficult to just accept facts, to just say, look, you know what, man? I'm just going to deal with facts. Okay? Let's see if you can deal with facts. So I go here, fam. And I post this here real quick. Where's it at? Is it this one? Hold on a second. Where's it at? They made like several comments on it. I think it's this one. This one here. I was showing them a particular, man, where is it? This one's in Spanish. So in case you guys don't know how to read in Spanish, let me read it. This is from, I showed you guys a book yesterday, family. I think this is from Patuo. No. The Los Siete Mitos. Oh, I have it in English. That's right. I have it in English. Hold on a second. Is it here? Let me read it in Spanish. Either way, you're some of you speak Spanish anyhow. Let me read it. Check it out. Al igual que Garrido ha sido considerado como el único conquistador negro en México, Juan Valiente ha pasado a los anales como el único conquistador negro de Chile. Pero los datos relativos a México, Chile, Perú, Colombia, Venezuela y otras zonas indican que aquellos hombres no estaban solos. Y si bien los africanos que participaron en expediciones anteriores se contaban por decenas o centenares, muy pronto alcanzaron la cifra de varios millares en las principales colonias, como era el caso de Perú. Incluso después del final de la conquista, entre 1529 y 1537, los hermanos Pizarro recibieron 258 licencias para importar esclavos africanos en Perú. Y en 1534, Álvaro trajo 200 africanos más. Y muchos de ellos, como Valiente, permanecieron ahí como Valiente. He was an African conquistador. Many of them, like him, stayed and did the same thing. Watch. Pero muchos otros llegaron de manera ilegal, entre ellos 400 esclavos enviados desde Panamá a Perú en solo semestre de 1535. Cuando las guerras de conquista de la década de 1530 derivaron la guerra del civil hispano-peruano, en la década siguiente el número total de negros de Perú alcanzó al 2 millares y comienzo de la década de 1550 rondaba ya los 3,000. So it says here, además de que en Perú, Chile residían muchos otros africanos, la experiencia de Valiente en el ejército guarda semejanza con las otros negros. Here it says, let's just get to the point. En otras zonas de América, los documentos aportan algunas informaciones sobre los rigores soportando durante los años por numerosos conquistadores negros en los frecuentes combates. Juan Bardelas, por ejemplo, afirma que sufrió 106 heridas de flechas en Honduras y salvó la vida de su capitán, el español. Véase la tabla 3. So apparently, in case you guys don't know Spanish, what it's basically saying is consistently confirming that you guys assisted them the entire time. That's what it's saying. No more, no less. It's not saying anything else. Oh, here it goes right here. So we get responses from people like these guys, fam. Right? We get these typical posts like, what is it? No, not that guy. He's saying something else. It's a different topic. We go back. There, you know how it is. They go jumping back and forth on these topics, man. And they put posts like these. No, like not that. This guy over here. That's a different one. Where you at? Here it goes. Right? Whatever. Post here. Gives me a response. Joel 3:4. Typical answer. I can't even see your post, but there's a Bible showing so-called African Hamites, blah, 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 the whole thing. I post that picture. Tyree or Hamites, Israelites or Shem, you effeminate wannabe. Okay. That's not an Israelite, keeping the laws, touching commandments, yada, yada, yada. So he gives me precept milk, right? So I'm like, look, bro, that's IOIC stuff, bro. Give me something more. So as you can see, this is all they're giving us. They give us their typical responses when you bring them facts. Look, I give them this information. Like I go, check it out, bro. Look at all these conquistadors right here. Juan Garrido, black. Sebastián Toral, black. Pedro Fulupo, black. Juan Bardella, black. Antonio Perez, black. Juan Portugués, black. Juan García, Miguel Ruiz, Juan Valiente, Juan Beltrán, to name a few. To name a few. You see, and and this is it. Look, even though I literally show books that show that you guys passed laws to rape our sisters. You guys passed laws. You see, family, it doesn't matter what you tell these people. They're not. Look, here's another one. Let me see if he likes it. Viruela is the smallpox. Okay, it says here I'll translate it. The infirmity, smallpox, was imported from one Negro slave with Pánfilo Narváez, who was a black man, who came to Mexico with the, a la Armada de su amo el año, came in the year 1521 with his master. Y se propagó en la Nueva España epidemia, and that's where the epidemic began. In 1796, it showed up again in Oaxaca. See, look, this is it. Okay, fine. If you believe that, fine, Taylor. But what are you going to say to the enslavement of these people that look just like you? Are you saying this a few? The books that we have literally said that you guys were in it. You guys were in it to win it the entire time. In it to win it the entire time. Hey, look, he says you guys got light because blacks. That's supposed to be the story, and that's not true. Look, watch this. Okay, if you say so, check this out. Black Jewish congregations are made up of the Caribbean island Negroes who are descendants of the miscegenation between marriages between Sephardic Jews and blacks. Descendants of slaves in Jewish-owned southern plantations left over from the back to Africa movement of 1920s and recent converts. The conversion began with the Great Migration in 1915. They hit the peak in the 30s. That's why they passed miscegenation laws, so you guys would stop sleeping with each other. Those are not lies. And this is from the famous book that you guys love to post. That supposedly, that's where you guys are the people of the Bible. See, but we show them this, family. You see, you guys are a testament to this. We're showing them this. Where's the anger? Where's the, oh yeah, no, man, it was those guys that enslaved us. Where's the anger? Now you're finding out that they weren't alone. Where's the anger? Why are you ignoring these things? Now you're saying, oh no, it wasn't us. You guys looked a certain way. No, it's right here. These are actual historical books. Why are you ignoring this? Why don't you bring attention to this? Look, those descendants of the Mozarabs and Christianized Moors who made their way to Brazil, and among them, the main finds were even prisoners of war from the Moroccan campaign and Moors who had been expelled in 1610, did not come directly out of the state of rural servitude, but had been in the services of a powerful realm, engaged in urban occupations, which many of them had taken up by ways of invading the law of Don Fernando. Others had come from free labor on the lands held in Saif. Still others had the useful trade of shoemakers and tailors. What do you say to that? Are you going to ignore all this too? With respect to Brazil, it is likely that among the first settlers were numerous individuals of Moorish and Mozarabic origin, along with New Christians and Old Portuguese. And we read earlier that they weren't always coming directly. It says here, watch this. It is extreme. Vianney conceives a Brazil colonized in large parts and chiefly organized by the Locho Blondes. But the most minute researches in this, he talks about they're not actually that color. See now, you see, it wasn't you then. So when did the Spain expel the Moors? Do you not know? That's a rhetorical question. You should know better. What else do we have to actually show you guys? Look. The eagle. Yeah, they were Muslims. And they were Jews too. You got Moriscos and Moranos. That's what they called them. Moriscos and Moranos. You see this, fam? An eagle from afar, from the end of the earth, as quick as the eagle flieth. Who's representing the eagle today or then? That's not a güero. That's not a güero right there. And the BHIs, One West says that they ruled Europe and they use this picture, but they don't go, they just go like here. They don't show you the eagle. So the Bible said from afar, from the end of the earth, as quick as the eagle flieth. Here in your own book of your own people that you guys wrote, you guys made the statement again. And that the white folks, that the writer, who was black, African, wrote about who was coming towards the white people that way. And they said, you guys came as swift as horses, leopards, and more fierce than wolves in a sheepfold at night. That's Habakkuk. That's not saying that the white man went to Africa to do that. It says that the Africans went to do that to the Europeans. Look, numbers of distribution in black slavery. In January 1, 1863, President Abraham Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation, thus initiating the legal process of free the slaves in the rebelling southern states and eventually to eliminate the chattel slavery of North America. Watch this. The ramifications of Lincoln's proclamation affected not only thousands of white slave masters, but hundreds of black slaveholders. In Charleston City, for example, there were 91 free black masters who owned 268 slaves when President Lincoln signed that historic document. Upon the conclusion of Civil War, more than 75 black masters in that city, just in that city, were instructed to free their slaves, who numbered 241 bondmen. The number of black slave owners during the wars was a fraction of the total slaveholding community of African Americans all over the slavery in South America, in South Carolina only. Eagle. What more do you want? Where's your anger, Taylor? If you believe you're the people, where's your anger? I'd be mad if I found out that people that look like me are capable of doing that. Yeah, look, check it. You see this? This is from an old one, 2,300 years ago. So what I'm saying about the transatlantic slave trade is that it's a lie. It's a lie. I'm glad you asked. That is a lie. You guys never were in no slave trade. Matter of fact, you were in, what is it called? Indentured servitude for several years. And then up until the 1670s, maybe, you were actually going through the slavery. But you had people that were looking like you, light-skinned, putting your asses in jail in slavery too. You see, this is the thing that you guys have a difficulty accepting, that people that look like you may actually not be your people. So we have no problem doing that because we know, because we've been around them. It's all spiritual. So it ain't about what you look like. That's not what we're here to teach. Look, you guys didn't make us different colors, bro. We were already in different colors. That's a lie, man. That caste system, that was brought by the Moors. Here, I'll show you something. I know this is going to probably, maybe might not offend you. Hopefully not. Geography. Okay, I think is this one. Is it this one? No, that's not it. Oh, here it goes right here. Watch this, okay? Watch this. This is, oh, sorry, let me show you guys. This is from a book called The Treatise. Let me magnify it. The Treatise on Physical Geography, comprising hydrology, all that stuff, right? I'm not going to read all that. We're going to go to page 296. And I'm just going to tell you that Nate the Snake loves to read page 297, but he doesn't read page 296, and I know why. But I'm going to do you guys a favor of reading it for you because he doesn't like to read it. See, he likes to read this page here, 297. Where you at? Right here. He likes to read this. The Jews are people who have ever in quoting prophecy dwell alone, mixed nation, they're black, blah, 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 blah. That's what he says, right? Right. Check it out. So what of the evidence of cultural dispersion of the West Africa? Nah, man, it's all a lie, bro. Check it out. Page 296. The same book that he reads, Nate, I hope you're watching. Look, Nate loves to say, yeah, right? But he never reads the previous page where it says the rapidity which color changes is seen in the English colonies of North America. Watch this. It is not 250 years since the first colonists arrived from Britain, and much shorter time since the ancestors of most of the present New Englanders crossed the ocean. Okay, and yet they have lost, listen, they have lost the clear complexion of their kindred beyond the water and acquired much of the hue, meaning color, of the southern French or the northern Spaniards, so that if an assemblage of each nation were placed side by side, there could be no difficulty whatsoever distinguishing them by their complexion alone. With respect to the intermixture with the Indians, we know as a matter of fact, it never took place. Boom, hold up.
Wait a minute. Who are you?
Yeah, that's an African thing. I'm not saying that you guys didn't come. I'm not saying you guys didn't come from Africa. I'm not saying that you guys, what I'm telling you, bro, is that the 1619, that's a fallacy. You guys were already coming with the Spaniards. What's why wobbles are confused when they see like, oh, well, when we showed up with this new American history, we showed up and we saw natives looking like Africans. Yeah, because they were already mixing with our sisters. It's common sense. Common sense. So I'm going to show you this. And again, I'm not here. All I'm trying to show my brothers and sisters, I don't care what color you are. That's not what we're teaching in this channel. You see, I come from a family where there's dark-skinned people and light-skinned people. I just happen to be in the middle. Okay? My son is a little more tattered than me. But we know that we come in a lot of variety of shades. What I'm trying to teach y'all is that this One West doctrine is lying to you guys with fallacies and using incorrect history and then trying to match it with the Bible. So I'll tell you this, fam. This is the biggest trick that Satan could have ever done to us, was to create a history, make it so real that all of a sudden in our lifetime, we'd believe the prophecy because it was created prior to its actual manifestation. Meaning that someone, the American academic, would say, look, this is what happened to them. And that's all we know. But that's not the truth. Watch, I'm going to show you so you can see what I'm talking about. I'm going to go back to my page here. Hold on a second. Sorry, brothers. Don't mean to put you on Front Street. Let's see where this page is at. I'm going to go to, I'm here. This is a good book. In case you don't know, it's called Africa's Gift to America. Man, why is it looking like this? Let me see if I can turn it around, fam. You know what? I know how to get it. Africa, Gift to America. Hold on a second. Hold on a second, fam. Let me go to it real quick. There he goes. Africa's gift to America. We're going to go to, I believe it's page somewhere over here. You see, that's Northern Europeans. Molasses. This molasses trade here is coming up. Coming from America. Whole molasses trade. Where you at? Why Africans only slaves? Okay, here it comes. All right. It's talking about white slaves too. Slavery of the whites in America. That's not my point. Here goes right here. Watch this. Well, I got to study the you got to study the archaeology more because you don't even know the people groups you're reading about. Okay. All right. If you say so. You're just catching one glimpse of the class, man. Anyhow, first, Africans, not slaves. Strong documentary proves that the first Africans in America were not slaves, and that shadow slavery of them did not start until 1659 or 1682. It is given by competent researchers. 4 of them are J.A. Russell, M.P. Andrews, Mary Standard, Helen Cathero. Russell, in his chapter Origins of the Free Negro Class, calls the belief that the first Negroes were slaves, a popular error maintained and supported by a large number of writers. The evidence clearly points to the customary indentured, for Virginia archive shows that throughout the second quarter of the 17th century, Negroes were being released at the end of the period of indenture. The Virginia Old Dominion, page 88. I showed you guys that picture. It's not, I mean, what? I don't understand. You're telling me that I got to study archaeology. What are you saying? These guys are not Africans now? Are you saying Africans are not the people in Africa now? Is that what you're saying? This is the Old Virginia, page 88. Oh, no, sorry, page 89. Here goes page 88. Wait, page 88 right there. Page 88, it says, the last of this month of August 1619, that marked the establishment of civil liberty and self-government, saw only the introduction of a new class of immigrant laborers. Okay, watch this. These were Negroes whose service, it now appears, were indentured, as in the case of whites from England and Europe. Previously, it had been originally accepted that they were sold to the colonists as slaves, while the bringing of them had been ascribed to the Dutch. Now, I'm going to tell you something, Taylor. You may not like this. The Dutch, who was in charge of the Dutch, the Dutch, what are they called? The Virginia Dutch Company? The Virginia Dutch Company, they were the actual traders of ships, of actual slaves. Well, the person in charge of that was the same person that authorized the translation of that King James Bible. Yeah, look it up. He passed the law in 1660. His son passed the law of 1662, Partis Equitur Ventrum, against our sisters. According to the available records, these Negroes may not with certainty be called slaves, for there's no proof that their persons were held in property or on terms any different from those of white laborers, whose services were engaged under public and private ownership for various lengths of time. On the contrary, the evidence clearly points to the customary indenture. For Virginia, archive shows that throughout the second quarter of the 17th century, meaning at the end, Negroes were being released at the end of their period of indenture. Now, it said gradually racial slavery grew out of these conditions because the first ones were dark. Then as the miscegenation became, the whole color scheme started applying to us and you darker skinned brothers too, or darker skinned Negroes, because it was the light skinned ones that had the rights to enslave, and as well as dark ones. Matter of fact, it's historical that a black man could have a child with a white woman and that child would not be a slave. A white man could have a child with a black woman and she wouldn't be enslaved. I mean, the child of that woman wouldn't be enslaved, but a native woman with a black would be enslaved. A native woman with a white would be enslaved, and so would her children. So let me ask you, Taylor, who are these Africans in the Bible? Since they're not Canaanites. Now, I'm saying they're Philistines. relatives in that bloodline. Because these Africans participated in the exploration all over Mexico, Costa Rica, Honduras, basically everywhere. So wherever the Spaniards held their flag, the African was there to help them. Hordes were albinos, Cape. Oh, bro, you're way off, man. You're one of those guys. Okay, cool. I'm done talking to you. So this is it, fam. I mean, I didn't want to go this route, but I guess, the Most High sometimes leads that way. Yeah, I'm done talking to you, Taylor. I don't know what you're gonna type, bro. I'm done talking to you. That you're like not even in the right mindset. Here, I thought I was giving you some time. Now, I'm gonna show you this real quick, fam, and then, well, matter of fact, let me bring up some scriptures. I'm gonna show you this real quick because it doesn't end. It doesn't end, right? They said they would come from afar. They would be the actual assistant of these heathens. Deuteronomy 28:22. They would also bring something with them. The Lord shall smite thee with a consumption, and with the fever, and with their inflammation, and with an extreme burning, and with the sword, and with blasting, and with mildew, and they shall pursue thee until thou perish. Verse 35. And the Lord shall smite thee in the knees and in the legs with a sore botch that cannot be healed from the sole of thy foot unto the top of thy head. Damn. Watch this. I think I have it here. I showed it to you guys the other day. I think I did. Was it this one? Oh, it was. I know which one. Yeah. You're right. My bad. Hold on. I don't have it. Okay, I'll show you here, right here. Remember, the sore botches of Egypt that cannot be healed, right? So we're gonna read a book called where are you? The book is called The Columbian Exchange. Should be coming up soon, family. And it talks about that particular disease. See, look, fam, this is what I'm telling you. This is a feature that we've had for centuries, fam. You look at the Egyptian pictures, we've hardly changed. Don't believe the hype. We didn't mix with these people. Watch this. Partis secretus ventrum. Who are they selling? Our sister. These women here, they're cool, man. They're even chopping it up with them. But look at her. She's on the podium getting ready to be sold. Partis secretus ventrum, 1662. Columbian Exchange coming up, fam. I got a couple more scriptures. And then I'll probably hang out for a little bit, see if that person comes over. If not, I'll call it a night. Columbian Exchange, all right? I'm naming it right so I don't forget. I'm getting old. As you can see, a lot of these documentations, the same things that they use. I always bring it up. I go right at it. Look, in case y'all don't know, these are lists of owners, Africans, Americans, Black Americans owning slaves. There's a list. The list, man. See, this guy here was, he ran the Dutch company. This here is a Saracen crest. See the seal of the King James of Scotland? That's a Saracen right there of North Africa. They say, look, this guy says, why are you obsessed with blacks? Now, what I'm trying to do is I'm teaching to make sure that people understand that it wasn't just one nation. See, because we've been believing this for quite some time. And it's you people who are pushing that dumbass agenda, trying to hide, asking for reparations. You do call that being obsessed? Listen, bro, I'm going to tell you something, man. I'm not sure where you get this, Tyler or Taylor, but I never had to run after your women, bro. Ever. That's what you guys hate about our raza. Oh, you're even worse. Oh, my God. You see this, fam? What the hell are you arguing about? Man, go read your Talmud, bro. Go read your Talmud and your Kabbalah and all that. Bible clearly said don't add or take away, but apparently you guys think you have an oral tradition. Damn fake ass Pharisees. Matter of fact, I'm gonna block you, bro. I ain't got time for you. I'm gonna time you out. Anyhow, check it, fam. Columbian Exchange. This guy's over here. See, look, that's the book they like to use. Did the Negroes know of America? Diodorus Siculus tells us that the Phoenicians in an early time sailed beyond Hercules' pillar African coast. You see, but they never say that there was people there already. That's how they are. Very selective. Let me get this particular one, and it should be done with the page. Where are you, man? Come on. Trying to get that page. Columbian Exchange. Come on. My bad, fam. Or did I pass it already? I probably passed it. I showed it to y'all the other day. Man, I don't need to. Let's see. Where are you? I couldn't have posted it that long ago. Nah, I'm way ahead. My bad, fam. I thought I had it earlier. Oh my God. There it goes right here. It's called the Indigenous People of the Caribbean. Remember the smallpox, right? Verse 35. The Lord shall smite thee in the knees and in the legs with the sore botch of Egypt that cannot be healed from the sole of thy foot on the top of thy head. It says here on the bottom. With the men of Narvaez had come a black man suffering from smallpox, and he infected the household of Sempoela where he was quartered. And it spread from one Indian to another, and they, being so numerous and eating and sleeping, hold on. Sleeping together quickly infected the whole country. The Mexicans had never seen smallpox before and did not have even the European eager knowledge of how to deal with it. The old soldier chronicler Bernal Diaz del Castillo called the Negro a very black dose, where it was because of him that the whole country was stricken with a great many deaths. I'm not sure why this is ignored. Family, I tell you what, I post these things on there, and I ask these people to explain to me what this means. Where's the uproar? Where are you so-called Hispanics that you're pushing this 12-tribe chart? Where's your anger? Where's your uproar? You see, because this isn't done only by one nation of people. We're not the ones voting in this country, family. You need to remember that. So where's your uproar? See, I called you all out. Where's the uproar, so-called Hebrew Israelites? Now we find blacks being right next to the white man talking about taking over our lands, yet nobody effing cares. Y'all quick to threaten the little crystal head white boy on the street and put your foot on his face, but you won't call out these nuggets for what they did. Where are y'all so-called Mexicans who claim to be part of the 12-tribe chart? Where's the anger? Negro conquistadors. Y'all are weak, man. Y'all are weak. Where's the anger? Enough is enough, family. Y'all, man, I'm telling you, I'm getting tired of these One West and these Wabos getting away with murder. Literally. Where's the uproar? Where's the response? Where's everybody's passion for the Most High? I thought you guys were about the truth and you wanted the truth, but nothing but the whole truth. Whatever, regardless of whether it affected you or not. Where is it? We find out that our children were fed to dogs. We read earlier, chopped, sliced, diced. Where's the anger? The Bible is saying the eagle, the eagle, the eagle, the eagle, the eagle. Arqueología. Where's the anger? I don't see it. But you know what I see? I see a bunch of hypocrites. I see a bunch of fake ass Hebrews. I don't learn about the Bible. You don't care about our people. You don't care that we died of plagues. It doesn't matter to you. You just think this is a fad. You are not really about this book. You don't give a damn about what happened. I'll show you this real quick. This is from the American Holocaust, right? Page 271. Let me read this real quick. Watch this. We need to reprogram our minds, family, that it wasn't just one group of people. Remember, Psalms 83 was not ever really broken down properly. It says here, let's see, let's try white servant discrimination. Not everyone was convinced, however. In 1953, Degler published an article, Slavery and the Genesis of American Race Prejudice, strongly arguing that slavery took root very early in American colonial society, and that it did so in large part because of white colonists' pre-existing racist attitudes visible among other places. In Elizabethan literature, including Shakespeare, Othello, and Titus Andronicus, but also evident in the relative prices of blacks and white servants, discriminatory court decisions, and more. The ensuing flurry of the debate on the issue had a number of internal problems, not the least of which was the tendency to assume that the general attitudes and behavior of the white colonists were very nearly monolithic. Watch this. Thus, whenever one partisan found an exception to the other body of data, he or she was likely to hold it up as a refutation and other entire thesis. Some writers, for example, pointed to a 1640 law prohibiting blacks in Virginia from bearing arms. You see that? And cited that it is that as evidence of racial bias discrimination, while critics of this interpretation noted that the presence in Virginia during the same time of a black former slave who had gained his freedom and purchased a slave himself, and they used this as evidence that blacks were not treated with special unfairness. White over black, American attitude. Watch this. This is going to hurt them. I'm going to read this from the top. Yeah, I'll read it from the top, and then I'll finish it here. It says, although there were some earlier historians who raised questions that had bearing on this matter, it wasn't until 1950 that they began to propose in numbers with some vigor the thesis that the slavery had preceded racism in America. Working within a social climate to which they could not be immune, a climate that was registering in rising course of insisted claims by African Americans for equal access to the social and political benefits of American life, right? So we see there trying to get access to so-called benefits. These historians contend that slavery emerged gradually as an institution following the first arrival of blacks in North America, and that racism emerged still later, in part as a rationale for the maintenance of what by them had become a racially defined slave society. Although this was an argument not without some documentary support, it was also an argument suited for the political academics, liberals who then were coming to agree with historian Kenneth Stamp that innately Negroes are, after all, only white men with black skins. Nothing more, nothing less. Nothing more, nothing less. So if you really think about this, family, this hasn't stopped. We've been at this since 1492. Now, this guy's like, oh, you should do some history, whatever. We haven't had the Bible since 1492, barely in the beginning of the 1900s were we allowed to even read them. In 1835 was the first printed one here in Mexico. So if you read the bottom, I'll just kind of say it real quick. Watch this real quick. This is from the Free Negro, Virginia in 1619 to 1895. Watch this. The most remarkable property possessed by free Negroes was the right to acquire, own, and alienate slaves. Indeed, far more than 20 years from the time when free Negroes appeared in the courts, there was no legal restriction upon their rights. Upon their rights to own indentured white servants. Such a reversal of the unusual order may have been a few cases actually attempted, for in 1670, a law was enacted that declared that no Negro or Indian, though baptized and enjoy their own freedom, their own freedom shall be capable of any purchase of Christians, meaning white people, but yet not debarred from buying any of their own nations. So they could buy their own. You see this? There is on record in the Northampton County Courthouse a clear case of ownership by a free Negro of a Negro servant as early as 1655. But we know that in the 1500s, that's what the black conquistadors were fighting for. They were fighting for their freedom and for encomiendas, and they were given to them. They were the zapatas, I think they call them that. The taskmasters. That's who they were. Now, before 1832, there were free Negroes forbidden to own Negro slaves. Not before 1832 were there free Negroes forbidden to own Negro slaves. You see that? That this right was quite commonly exercised. Notably, in the 19th century, is a fact well-supported evidence. Look at that. What more do you want? Where's the uproar? Where's the anger? I don't see anything. I don't see anybody. All right. If you want to come on, I'm gonna give you one. Not you, Taylor. Don't come on. I'm not gonna let you on, man, because I don't even want to deal with you, bro. I don't want to embarrass you guys. You're the least people to be in the Bible. Just let it be. Straight up. You want to jump on, Julio? You can, bro. Solomon, if you guys want to add to something. Hey, look at this. He says, it's sad that you have to shy away from the truth. You don't even speak Hebrew. You don't speak Hebrew, dummy. You guys speak Yiddish. Shut your ass up, man. Y'all are dumb. Look, at least speak Hebrew to say that. You guys speak Yiddish, a French and some in the slang of things. 1948 is not in the Bible. Why are you guys there in the first place? I don't have my camera on, fam. Hold on. Yep. So as you can see, I'll just kind of continue for a few minutes and I'm gonna let go. As you can see, family, 1492 was the day that righteousness came. It was basically a time for correction. We really fell off, fam. Unlike these fake Israelites and then these fake Israeli ICE, Tel Aviv dudes, right? They're the leaders in finance, movies. They got money all over the place. They're not on the bottom. The scripture said that wouldn't happen. The curses wouldn't end until they all come to light. They run the biggest alphabet team parade that y'all can even imagine. 250,000 people. Hey, shalom, bro. What's up, man? Hey, go ahead. You're on, bro. Julio, can you hear me? Hello? Hey.
Nope.
Yeah, can you hear us?
Nope.
Hey, I don't know. You're breaking up, bro. You good now?
Nope.
Yeah, we can hear you, bro. We can hear you. What's going on, man? No, you disconnected. All right, I got you. Probably bad connection. Hold on, he's trying it again, I think. Hey, can you hear us now, bro?
Yo.
Yep. Yeah, can you hear us now?
You can probably hear me, but I can't hear you.
No, we can hear you, bro. We can hear you. All right. Well, I tried, fam. I don't know why, Julio. Maybe you need a different phone, bro. Anyhow. All right, so that's all I got, man. If you guys want to stick around, I don't know. Somebody said they were coming. Apparently they're not. Maybe they didn't like the videos. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I know. It's all good, bro. That's all good. All right, fam. So, man. Anyways, all right. So I'll call it a night. That's it. I'm not gonna wait any longer. You know what I'm saying? But I appreciate y'all being here. I hope it was edifying. And family, listen. I've said this before. Stop believing these people that keep saying that we mixed. These features that we have, these features have been with us for a long time, family. It is just unbelievable when you look at historically what some of these ancient artifacts, like what they look like, you know, who it includes. Let me see if I can find it. Watch this real quick. Yeah, check this out. All right. This one. Look at this. Right? Watch. I'm gonna show you guys something real quick. Hold on. Pedro. All right. This guy's called Pedro Infante. All right. He's a well-known singer. Okay, you see his bigotito and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Right? Remember that, okay? Watch this. Let's go. Look at that, fam. You see what I mean? Where is it at? Man, I just had the guy. Oh, that's right. I close it. Look. See this guy? Watch this. Look. Now, I'm not saying we're them. What I'm saying is that these features are ancient, family. Stop believing the hype. Don't listen to these people. Don't believe anything they're saying to you. Look, watch this. I'm gonna show you something. And I don't mind showing these pictures, man. I'm very proud of what how my family looks like. Stop. Watch this. That's me right there. I was 35. I wasn't like, you know, in the commandments at that time. All right. That's me right there. Similar features, right? Similar features. Okay. That's my daughter right there. Similar features. Not that different. Look at his nose. Look at my nose. Look at his nose. Look at his chin. Look at his chin. Look at my chin. You see this? See? His lips a little more fuller than his. His are more fuller than mine. All right? If you guys want to be technical, let's be technical. Okay? Now, these are black conquistadors right here. That look like Nate the Snake. They don't look like them. Okay? Keep that in mind. And if you look at other, let me see some other pictures. Remember the picture I showed you guys about the brother, the older brother? Look, that don't look like them, does it? No, it does not. Okay, let's continue. Let's compare. Yeah, I want to compare. Let's compare. Look, boom. You see this, family? Para que vean, hermanos. Don't be fooled. You see these features? These are ancient features, fam. Don't be fooled. This is a lie. That whole thing is a lie. It was never true. They used that to manipulate our minds, that they made us. That's what they did. Look at this. These are our features. This is an old statue, brothers. Old, thousands of years old. Okay? Look, Asiáticos, Semitic, and Negroes. Look at these features. That is what happens when you mix. That's miscegenation. So when they come, you can't tell. We couldn't tell if they were them. Look, he's half and half, right? Let's not be confused, family. Let's not be confused. Stop believing that these guys mix with us and that we used to look like that or look a certain way. Look, this is them. This is what they look like when they mix. This is black and white folks right here. This is a mixture of them. This is miscegenation right here. You see that guy? You see him? He wouldn't be considered black nowadays. He's a white guy. That guy looked like one of them actors, right? But these are all black men. Now, I don't see them looking at any of these guys unless they mix with the white man, right? Exactly. But they still have a different feature. See, I don't care about the phenotype. It doesn't matter to me. But since they're bringing that up so much, I want to remind you guys, stop believing, stop looking in the mirror and thinking that you're a mixture, you're a mestizo, that, oh, I probably look this way because we mix with Spaniards. That's a lie. These features are centuries old, fam. These features, you guys are not the fucking mixed, okay? You're not the mamzers. You're not the mamzers. They're the mamzers. There's the ones that have been mixing. These two people have been doing it for quite some time, which is why they look how they look, which is why they say those things that they say, which is, look, that don't look like him. Watch this. You see this? Who's that lady? That's a light-skinned Negrita, and that's a white woman. Who's that? She looks like she's enjoying herself. That woman's the server. Do they look like? No, they don't. Check it out. It's my family. My dad and his brothers. Look at those features. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. Look at that. You see? These features are ancient family. There's my son right here. Oh, no, not that man. This is my son right here. This is my daughter. Look at these. Look, see? Look at his nose. Look at his lips. It's there, bro. It's right here. It's right there. Just click on that. You see what I'm saying? And look at these people. Our features are ancient. Stop believing in these fools. Look, you see the nose, you see the chin, you see the tan, you see the hair. We make all kinds of colors of babies, family. Brown, dark, light skin, curly hair, straight hair, wavy hair, no hair. All of it. What more do we have to tell you? What more do we have to do? So now that you know these are ancient pictures, right? These people, a little different than us, but still similar. Not too much. But we know we mix. Not to the extreme. That's the point I'm trying to make. You see what I'm saying? That's the point I'm trying to make. Look at that sister. That's a sister from El Cerrito Gallón, Mexicana. Wobbles will run with that. All right, let's continue watching this.
Ты надела кандалы, где пропадаю, ты ночью гадала. А я с друзьями сгораю до талого гала. Подходит, похоже, с ума. Сумма в карманах у нас немала. Малая смотрит всю ночь на меня. Два виски с колы, детка моя. Из клуба.
Look at that. Fam, look at that feature. See the straight nose, thin lips. Right? Let's go. What is that? That doesn't look, that looks exactly like them. So what I am trying to wrap my mind around, fam, is if I look like that, and historically I'm like shown that way, why am I believing something else? Look, fam. You see this? Look. Look at these features. You guys saw my son's profile. Okay? You guys saw my son's profile. Let's go. Look, Pedro Infante right there, bro. Neither keep my sister. Let's go. Look at this, fam. She could pass for a Hispanic girl. Let's go.
Дикая львица, ты моя царица, сок мой марихуана меня зачаровала. Дикая львица, ты моя царица, нужен алкоголь, но же выпьем за любовь. Снова ругать скандалы, на руки мои ты надела кандалы, где пропадаю, ты ночью гадала, а я с друзьями.
Look at that. Look at this picture right here. Look at this. You're gonna tell me that man? So what? I mean, I don't understand. Did we mix with him? Did we? You know what I'm saying, fam? This is thousands of years. These features that you see in your face, my raza, my beloved family. That's what we're supposed to look like. God wasn't incorrect. The Most High did not make a mistake. And I'm going to tell you something. As a matter of fact, that's what it was. I knew the Most High wanted me to remember. Let's go. Let me play this.
Из клуба ночью на машине тебе заберу И не сказав родителям на море увезу Мы будем пить вино, потом пойдем смотреть кино А после отвезу к утру тебя к себе домой
Sorry, fam. My mouse is acting dumb right now. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on. That's not what I wanted. Give me a second. Okay, let's see. I think it's let me see this one. He has sown this good seed in the son of man. Okay, I think this is it. Okay. I was talking to my wife about this. Watch this. Let's go here. And this is why when we read this with a better understanding, it'll help us have better clarity. A lot of times we read these things and we're not aware of how it applies to us. All right, I'm going to finish it with this, fam. Okay, so follow me here. It says, it's all good, Julio. Don't trip, bro. You just need a different phone. It says here, Matthew 13:24. Another parable put forth unto them, saying, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a man which sowed good seed in his field. And while man slept, his enemy, meaning Satan, came and sowed tares among the wheat and went his way. But when the blade was sprung up, it brought forth fruit, and then appeared the tares also. So the servants of the householder came and said unto him, Sir, didn't not thou sow good seed in the field? From whence then hath it tares? He said unto them, An enemy hath done this. The servants said unto him, Which thou then wilt thou then we go and gather them up? So let me remind myself here. An enemy hath done this. Remember that. An enemy hath done this. So they said, should we go and, gather them up? So then he says, but he said, no, lest while you gather up the tares, ye root up also the wheat with them. Right? So as you can see that there's going to be an enemy who is going to be among us, who is going to be teaching righteousness, Who's going to look like the part that they're the people of the Bible? Who's going to get more quicker understanding and they're going to grow quicker than us into this belief among us, because the tares grow quicker than the wheat. And it's going to look like it's part of us. But there's a distinguishing thing about them that you could just tell the spirit of them is not the same, the seed. So it says, let both grow together until the harvest. And in the time of harvest, I will say to the reapers, gather ye together first the tares. Bind them up, bind them in the bundles to burn them, but gather the wheat into my barn. So who was going to be waking up first, fam? Who would be out there showing that they're supposedly the good seed? We see them. We see them. Yeah, these Canaanites, right? So watch this. This enemy would achieve it in this manner. 2 Corinthians 11:14. And no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. Therefore, it is no great thing. I'm sorry, let me go back. Verse 13. For such are false prophets, deceitful workers. So let me stop right here. Such are false prophets. How do we know a false prophet? When he prophesies something and it doesn't come true. Deuteronomy 18:22. When a prophet speaks in the name of the Lord, if the thing follow not, nor come to pass, that is the thing which the Lord had not spoken, but the prophet has spoken it presumptuously. He wasn't sent. Okay? So now that we see here that these false prophets, how are we going to identify them? They're going to be preaching things out of their own mind. And that's how we understand them. For such are false prophets. How? Deceitful workers. You see? Deceitful workers. So now when you catch them saying, the end of the world, Y2K, the Messiah is going to return, the black man's going to come and destroy you white people. 2023. And now they relabeled it, repatched it, readjusted it, and now sold it again to the same crowd of dummies. It says, former deceitful workers transforming themselves into the apostles of Christ. And no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into the angel of light. Who came to put seed of tares in our field? The enemy. He came into transformation of the angel. The Most High, we keep the laws, but they ain't the people of the Bible. Therefore, it is no great thing if his ministers also be transformed as the ministers of righteousness. Yeah, we keep the laws. IUIC, don't they say that? One West Camp, all of them fools say they keep the laws, but they're gangsters. Ghetto fools, I don't know why. You guys I don't understand. I grew up in the 80s, 90s. So for me to see this stupidity, it's a joke. Y'all are a joke. There is no great thing if his ministers also be transformed into the ministers of righteousness, whose end shall be according to their works. So clearly we see what the Messiah was talking about here. Clearly we see it. It says, but let both grow together until the harvest. In the time of the harvest, I will say to the reaper, gather you together first the tares and bind them in bundles to burn them, but gather the wheat into my barn. So listen, family, I just want to tell you this. Everything that we learn is not for me to teach you hate. No. What I'm trying to teach you is love for our gente. We need to stop being distracted by the enemies. We need to stop being distracted by fake empathy and these consistent movies about slavery that has nothing to do with us because it's a lie. There's an important movie I want you guys to watch. I'm gonna show some of it right now. Hopefully they don't block me. It's a trailer, but let me read this first, okay? It says here. Let me see. Give me a second. There it goes right here. All right. Watch this. Let me read it to... Well, here it goes right here. I'm going to read this. If I had made... Job 31:24. If I had made gold my hope, or have said to the fine gold, thou art my confidence. If I rejoiced because my wealth was great, and because mine hand had gotten much. If I beheld the sun when it shineth, and the moon walking in brightness, and my heart had been secretly enticed, or my mouth had kissed my hand, this also were an iniquity to be punished by the judge. So here he's saying, if I ever do that, if I ever worship something, if I ever look at something like that, right? If I ever, get out of order of what you're asking me to do, if I rejoice at the destruction, that says, hold on, if this also were an iniquity to be punished by the judge, for I should have denied the God that is above. Watch this. And he continues, if I rejoice at the destruction of him that hated me, or I lift up myself when evil found him, family. Let me read it this way. So you can see it, because it looks like a continuation, right? You'll see. It says here, all those who work for me know that I have always welcomed strangers. If I invited travelers into my home, I never let them sleep in the street. I don't like that. I don't like that translation. That's whack. Anyways, let me read it again. Oh, that's why. Hold on. Where did I put it? Okay, my bad, fam. I'm getting tired. Yeah, here it goes right here. I read the wrong one. Okay. Verse 29, it says, I have never been glad when my enemies suffered, or pleased when they met with disaster. I never sinned by praying for their death. Family, what I'm trying to teach you is repentance. I'm trying to open up your hearts to see that our gente has struggled together. And we cannot look at each other as enemies. That's what I don't want. Don't wish destruction upon them. Vengeance is of the Most High. What I'm trying to do is teach you history and show you that our history is in the Bible. And that's why when the Messiah was going to return, or some of you guys call him Quetzalcoatl, he was going to save us from our enemies. Because right now we're in a position where we're not going to win this war. Not physically. It's a spiritual war. All right, fam? Anyways, it's getting late. I know you guys are letting go. So that's all I got. Appreciate you being here. Hey, maybe next time, Julio, you jump on, bro. Okay. I'm going to end it with this real quick. Oh, okay. You're on. You're back on. Try it. Try one more time. Hold on. Try one more time. Go ahead. Are you there or not? I can see that you're trying to connect, bro. There it goes. Can you hear us? Hello? Hey, can you hear us, bro? Man, get on the phone, bro. Take away. All right. All right, fam. Shalom. Appreciate y'all. Matter of fact, let me do this now. I'm gonna do a prayer real quick. We finish it off like that. I'm gonna play a short song. Yeah, I want to hear the song, man. I'm gonna play this Matthew 6, and I'll finish it with a song and then the ending. All right, fam? So if you guys can pray with me, I'll appreciate that. All right? Hold on. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 6 and verse 9. After this manner, therefore, pray ye, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. Okay, family. All right, man. Appreciate y'all very much. Shalom. Y'all have a good night. And Lord willing, it was edifying, okay? Again, I wanted to bring up that material. It was a continuous thing. You know, these guys were trying to debate and kind of took me off, but we finished the class. Okay? All right. You guys have a good night, man. Shalom. And appreciate y'all. Love you, man. Take care.
Miras a otro lado, los fantasmas del pasado no se detendrán hasta verte derrumbado. Peores lo hemos pasado. Andaba a golpes con la tristeza, me aportó riqueza, me otorgó sabiduría, pues se dibujaba en todas mis piezas. Yo con alegría le daba color después. La aguja sigue girando, tiempo parece se burlar de mí. Dijo que sanaría esperando, pero creo que la espina aún sigue ahí. Con los dedos lo voy palpando. Cierro los puños, escapa de aquí. Agonizando, no me espera el tiempo, no voy a esperar por ti.
Nuestras huellas en la orilla se han borrado por la marea. Si esas estrellas ya no brillan, las entiendo pa' que veas. Sea donde sea, bajo la tormenta o dentro de la odisea, donde arañas cubren el cielo de tela, los aviones nadan y los barcos vuelan. Aunque parezca que va bien, no sabes bien si va mal. Besos que pueden doler, ojos que pueden matar. Tengo mi alma en el almacén encerrada, mi corazón está en huelga, mis sentimientos en ámbar. Gente, Calamala dijo que estaría presente. Fallaron como nunca, se fueron para siempre. Millones de razones para vengarme, pero a veces duele más actuar indiferente.
Como no quieren ver ahogados, tenemos branquias y cerrados los bronquios como la mente de un guardia. Yo soy la montaña y vine con la cordillera. Más cojones que tu ganga tiene una madre soltera. Tú cúbrete si suena mi tu. A mi lado tengo soldados fumando de su palulú. Ni un conjuro de grimorio me lo salva del velorio. Pa' tener pila valorio se matan vestidos de emporio. Y yo no quiero una pistola, estoy soñando que la vida que quería me llega a tiempo. Desde que yo la vi sola, loco ando. Vino a verme cuando el sol se estaba poniendo y se dejó una pluma y se perdió en la bruma. Nunca se despidió de mí, nunca se despidió de mí.
Vivo en un mundo que parece roto y sé que no, porque todo es perfecto y lo debo plasmar. Me fumo un trocolor tras otro y lo veo todo otro color. Me siento libre porque vuelvo a conectar. Mi gente sufre y no lo puedo evitar, más que dándole consejos siempre desde la humildad. Es su camino hacia la fraternidad. Solo puedo que enseñarles a respetar y amar. Con esta bendición, como no voy a aprovechar los códigos que llegan, los tenemos que aceptar. Si me reencarné fue para ayudar y no para malgastar mi tiempo en beneficio del mal. En la unión nace la fuerza y eso nos hace juntar las ganas que siempre tuvimos para iluminar a la gente que se le ocurra y la malla armonizar. Vinimos para dar fuego a la que no nos va a quemar. Arde por dentro la llama, no puedo contener la ras. Churruscao el corazón, el armazón no puede llegar a pesarme más. Si abro la boca, tu tumba al suelo, me muelo a diario y sobrado de gas. Escupo risas perfectas, paladas de versos eternos, no mueren jamás. Cuando acabe mi condena, me vi muy solo y perdido. Cada vez más negra la flema, más elegante el problema, pero planté cara a todos mis enemigos. Recuperé las ganas, las fuerzas y el garbo. Dedico requiems a mis diablos, que aquí estoy vivo de milagro. Delicadas flores crecieron entre los cardos. Me dicen vienes más delgado que de costumbre. Será de tanto que he bailado en el alambre, que a tanta pena es mejor no ponerle nombre. Llevamos la música en vena, nuestra sangre.
Ical, hijo, abre los ojos. Tu cuerpo se queda con nosotros, pero tu espíritu debe seguir. Busca la luz. Aléjate de las sombras. Deja que nuestro dolor sea tu fuerza. Desde aquí iluminamos tu camino. Lucha como nosotros ante esta pena tan grande. Yo soy tú eres yo. La muerte que hoy nos separa, mañana volverá a unirnos. Eres libre, hijo.